All right, it's time for a Chainlink update. We're going to start off on the hourly chart, look at what to focus on for the rest of the day, maybe the rest of the week, and then we're going to zoom out to the daily. We're going to look at the weekly, and at the very end, we're going to show you a pattern that you might not have seen before, but it's for the Chainlink bulls. You're going to want to stick around. So on the hourly, what do we have here? Well, we lost this kind of level, and you see the more touch points you can have on a line, a horizontal line especially, right? Support and resistance as the fundamentals of trading and charting, and I suggest you become an expert at that, if anything else, right? If you could only be great at something, be great at support and resistance levels. So when we break that initially back, October 10th, right, a handful of days ago, right? We come back and we retest the underside test of that, right? A pullback after key lost support often flips as resistance, and then rejection from there got out of hand quickly. Now that is, we came back to that same level again, October 17th, right about a week later, rejected yet again. And guess what? We're continuing to test that level. So for the next several days, the rest of this week, that's the level we need to flip and hold as support. It's not enough just to break above it. We need to break above it and then hold it, right? We need to flip that back, and then we can start to pick up steam. Okay, so now let's zoom out to the daily and see how minuscule that level is, right? That's the power of zooming out. So let's delete that line and let's see what we have here, right? For the most part, right, we're trending sideways. We're just in a sideways consolidation going back, which this is common in bear markets, right? It's trying to build a base for the next run, right? And that's exactly what we're doing. So the top of that box is just shy of $10. We've double hit it before, right? Just like the hourly chart, where we've now hit it 3 times for that resistance level. On the daily chart, we've hit the $10 level twice so far. Are we going to hit it again and break through, or are we going to hit it again and come back down, right? Who cares? For the long term, we all know Chainlink will do well in the end. But could it last down here for another several weeks, several months? Of course. So just keep that in mind and wait for a break, right? If we get a flush down, Bitcoin, capitulates or does something crazy, right? And we break $5 on Chainlink, recognize where you are, right? Lowest prices you've seen in maybe ever again, and maybe since Chainlink inception, right? Whatever, right? Buying when prices are ultra low and nobody wants it is usually the best times to be buying for your future self. Until for Link to get full bull mode again, or for just bulls to get even some traction, you gotta wait for a break above this box, plain and simple. Okay, we've talked about that time and time before. So let's zoom out to the weekly, see if we have anything different. You can see scaled out, right? We have just simply climbed so fast with Chainlink the first several years that we've the last year and a half or so have just not been Chainlink's time, and that should be understandable. We're looking at this chart, right? Anybody that looks at this chart, you should say, well, yeah, it took off extremely fast for the first several years of its life, so it just needs a little bit more of a breather than other coins, and I think that's what we're getting. Now, Chase, you mentioned something special at the end. I'm glad you asked. Let's go look at, let me clear that box out, and then let's zoom into the 3-day chart. And do we see anything here? Maybe not. No, we do. So put on a line chart, right? You see this right here. Okay, now I invite you to, zoom it in here, and let's scale it up, right? Have you seen it yet? Probably not, right? You got to get a little bit more technical in your analysis to see this. But I invite you to become a student, right? Practice learning patterns. Practice yourself in these bear market times to teach yourself, right? Read books, watch videos to help yourself, and not just continue to watch me or anyone else, right? Learn to fish yourself and not just get fish fed to you, right? But, okay, so now looking at this, what is this pattern? Well, I'm glad you asked. This is called, right, and you can, let me start here, right? Hold your horses, right? I also invite you to invert your charts, and some people have trouble seeing patterns form with the charts because more people are involved in bull markets. So inverting your chart, which this would be like a bull market, right? And you would see this move up, and you'd say, well, this really still doesn't look like anything to me. But this would be called, remember, this is inverted right now. We will flip it back, but what do we see here? right? We're starting to form this pattern. And if you're like, well, I don't recognize that. That is called a diamond bottom pattern, and it has much greater odds of playing out to the bullish side after it completes than not. And so all you have is the odds in crypto, but this is on the 3-day chart, right? Here we go. Now flip back to normal. Diamond bottom pattern, and there you are. And if you need more help and you want to see more examples, just type it into Google and there you go, right? Diamond bottom pattern, right? You can click on a number of things and it'll tell you all about it. And to me, that looks pretty similar to that. Okay, so take with that what you will. Maybe the end is approaching for this bear market, and maybe we're getting ready to start climbing slowly back up the stairs for Link. Watch the $10 level on any chart, right? You got to be above 10 to really gain traction. So accumulating in the single digits for Chainlink, right? Not financial advice, but recognize where we are and recognize where Chainlink is likely going in the years ahead, right? Not the next 4 minutes. The years ahead, Chainlink will be prominent. I think you all are well aware of that if you're watching this far. So hopefully appreciate, I don't care if you appreciate it or not, just hit the like button. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks so much for watching this long if you have. Join the channel. I just added a membership thing. So it starts like a couple bucks and it goes up from there. You can get a lot of extra features. Go check that out. I think you have to hit join or memberships or something. It should be somewhere. I'll have to check into that more.